Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Deadlock. My name is Brian and I'm your caster today. This is a random high-level match. I don't even know what region it's in. Maybe NA. We're to find out. Maybe. Actually, I don't know how to find out. So, I'm not sure what region it is. Welcome to this cast. This is a random high-level Eternus match. At least mostly according to the stats that I'm seeing over on my other screen.
Thank you.
I got this replay off of Statlocker GG.
I'm always ready.
Not sponsored. Not paid. But here we are. Welcome to Deadlock Cast. I have been enjoying a lot of Deadlock lately, and I might have to come back to that as we're already brawling it out here. Yamato already getting hit with the bozo there, as Mast would call it, getting parried on that melee. I think going for the trooper for that early secure with no risk. But turns out there's a lot of risk for Blatty there, and Blatty does get pushed back in this mid lane. We've got, man, a lot of action already happening here in this Deadlock game. But once again, my name is Brian. Welcome to a Deadlock cast. This is a mostly Eternus lobby, at the very least. It looks like there's one Ascendant player here in this lobby. But, oh, we got first blood in the blue lane. Yamato Blatty does fall down to the Shiv. We've got a good variety of heroes picked up here. We've got Drop the Patch Little Bro playing on Abrams. Then we've got Dash on Mina, Lucifer on Rem, One on Shiv, Coffee Kick on Lash, and I Gotcha Numba Baby on Viper. Then got Legus on Silver, Scram on Warden, Afra on Sinclair, Blatty on Yamato, Play With Me on Vindicta, and Mushiku on Drifter. We'll try not to butcher the names too much if I haven't already, but I probably have. Apologies for that in advance. We look at the overall map state right now. Everybody's pretty standard here, but blue lane is already roaming around. We got the Rem and Shiv out on the map on the move. Looking for maybe some opportunities here if they can find them, but mostly just looking for boxes. We've got Lash falling back to some boxes as well over in this right lane. Viper 2, Abrams, Mina, everybody falling back for boxes on the side of the Hidden King right now on this orange team, Amber team. I'll probably switch up what colors I say, but as long as it's in the neighborhood of amber or orange and blue, hopefully it makes sense. But we're going to see Big Slam coming in here from Coffee Kick on this Lash. Looking for a bit of damage. Not getting the most damage done, but I think that was a overall positive trade there for the Lash. And probably going to look for a lot more angles like this in the not too distant future. One all alone here in the mid lane on the Shiv. Lucifer going for boxes down in the sewers. Able to squeeze through these areas that nobody else is able to really access too much. Now a dive coming in from Blatty here, and Afra not quite able to finish off one right away, but they are able to get it in the end anyway. Lucifer coming back, but not quite in time to be able to save one's life there. I don't know if anything would have really saved him much there, but Drop the Patch Little Bro is here on Abrams. He has roamed over. Mina has fallen back to maybe look for a couple more boxes. Now here to catch the wave. A lot of different trades and ebbs and flows going on here. Legus, knowing that this Abrams would be coming back in the lane, looking for a little bit of harassment, and able to get a tiny bit of damage there, but not really anything super impactful. And maybe I might just be able to catch my breath for a second and continue my introduction, or maybe not. We'll go quickly. Deadlock has been my obsession for the last few months. I've been really enjoying it. I am not a particularly high rank, but I do have some experience casting League of Legends in the past. About 10 years ago, I casted League for fun. You see one get parried here, getting hit with the bozo himself, now losing a lot of health for that. The Viper does fall over in the right lane as well. In a dive from what it looks like based on the position of everything else happening over in that lane. Now we got a scuffle in the left lane as I look at the map. Legus able to just barely get out of there alive right now. Scram able to get a parry off onto this Abrams and going to take a lot of damage in return for that, but Abrams just hit 3,700 or not, yeah, 3,700. I almost said 37,000, and I thought that I said it, and that was incorrect. But 3,700 souls just picked up that ult. And we are seeing these ults start to come in across the board here. Lucifer on the Rem in the mid lane. In the blue lane has one for himself as well. Blatty and Afra both have theirs. Vindicta now theirs. Afra going to immediately pick up that audience participation and steal that Rem ult away. Able to put Rem to sleep and do a good chunk of damage. Blatty does take some on the backside of that trade as well, it seems. And Lucifer is not going to be picked off there in the end. Now Mina dash jumping around on the bridge here, getting a lot of damage on Eligas, maybe getting a little bit stalled out on those jumps there, but it doesn't matter in the end because Drop the Patch Little Bro drops the Abrams ult right onto this poor Silver's head. Able to pick that out. Now Scram up on the rooftop looking for a good angle, has the last stand available just in case. We do see Play With Me drop on as the Vindicta on the opposite side of the map, but the Drifter continuing the dive here. Maybe it's a botched dive, it seems. They are able to get the Guardian in the end, but at the cost of 2 kills, I'm not entirely sure if that's worth it because it's just so easy to get those uncontested at times, but maybe at this higher level of play that's not as often the case. We do see Play With Me coming back in. Now Mina low on the opposite side of the map. A coffee kick hiding, running for cover, trying to get away from this Vindicta snipe. Trying to see if she's able to seal the deal here. Does not seem like she'll be able to, but the Drifter is able to pick up the lash in the end. Now jumping over the Viper's head, looking for this trade. Able to take down the Viper as well. And I mean, the 2 kills they lost just came right back, and it seems that dying for that Guardian was the right move because in the end they're able to even it out regardless. Now Afra critically low in this middle lane, trying to desperately get out of the situation. Blatty popping the Shadow transformation, able to brawl it out a little bit here with one, but this Shiv is a very tanky boy right now. He has over 900 HP here compared to the 400 and change each from the other 2 laners. So this lane, with maybe you could argue either way with Sinclair, but very much 2 damage dealers in my opinion with this Yamato and Sinclair. Oh, Viper coming mid as well, coming to this blue lane, looking for the dive, trying to get Blatty picked up here. Going to be able to do it with the Venom. Now here to drop this Guardian in return for that right Guardian that they lost a few moments ago. Gets the Petrify onto the Vindicta here, and she's going to narrowly be able to escape. Ligas going back to base. Play With Me getting dove by this Shiv, and the Sinclair's coming in for support. Now here's Drifter as well. Shiv, this one running away desperately, able to get the kill on the Vindicta from the bleed in the end, but he does go down in return as well. I was going to say Shiv, this Shiv player 1 able to perform very well in this mid lane with the support versus the 2 damage dealing characters in Sinclair and Yamato on the other side of the map. He's been able to put up a very good fight in the end. Now he got Afra in a bit of danger here maybe a moment ago, getting into a bit of a fight. Drifter is now here in the mid lane as well. We've got a lot of resources allocated to the mid lane here. We've got 4 people from the Hidden King side here and 4 people from the Archmother side here, although Drifter is running left very rapidly. We've got Silver picking up some Sinners on the far side of the map, and it looks like they will basically all be cleaned up. Everybody is going through, getting whatever farm they can, picking up boxes, clearing out Sinners, running around very comfortably able to pick up some money for themselves. And this is the efficiency on the map that we're seeing right here from everyone on both sides of this fight. Now one going to be in a little bit of danger here, narrowly escaping that, trying to desperately get away. Drifter going to be able to get the parry on the Guardian and get some damage in return onto that tower. Towers don't heal, that is important. Shiv absolutely most definitely does, but if you don't kill him, he can kill you, and he does get the execution on that Drifter in the end in return for that. If we look back at the maps, that left Guardian has fallen for the Hidden Kings team here. As we can see, this tower is gone. And the tower now or the walker is now under pressure. On the right side, oh, we've got a stun hyperlined, I think it's called, something like that. You got picked off the zip line there to this Warden, and the dot is just going to be way too much. Now one is going to get parried in the end, and that will be his demise, but he is 4-3-1 right now. Most kills in the game by quite a large margin, you know, 2 kills ahead of the next closest person. It's not a ton of kills so far, only 8 and 10 minutes, so a relatively tame game. I've definitely played some more active games myself, but we've got Rem running the urn now, and I feel like at this elo, this is almost certainly, this is a promise, almost a guarantee of there being a fight around this objective here. So we're going to see if that ends up being the case. Rem does get stunned off the zip line there, going to get tethered down by this Vindicta as well. There is a bit of fight for control here as Afra and Ligas come in to try and secure something, but that's a pretty big lash ult. Rem does secure the urn in the end. Now Sinclair running away for dear life, desperately trying to escape, steals the Abrams ult away, going to be able to stun the Mina down as well, but not going to be able to get out alive. Now one also under fire, but gets the execute on Ligas and narrowly survives. Viper not so lucky as Vindicta pins him down with that tether. Not trying to make it weird. Blatty running for dear life in this mid lane and the blue lane here as well. In a lot of trouble, and I don't think he's going to be able to get away from this Vindicta in the, or sorry, not the Vindicta, the Mina here in the long run, but maybe Vindicta pulls aggro instead, and he does actually escape for the time being at least. Vindicta and Mina dueling it out, and Mina sets herself up for a clean skeet shot there, we're going to call that. Beautiful form from Play With Me there. Drifter did come in for some support as well in the end, but ultimately not really needed. Just the extra pressure onto the Mina forced her to out, set her up for the snipe, and she was as good as cooked there. Now Afra also cooked in this situation, as it turns out. Drifter coming in, darting in, trying to get a little bit done. Ligas going to be brawling with this Shiv here and the Lash up on the rooftops, desperately trying to find something to do, but it's not really panning out. A big sleep potentially coming in from the Rem, and now they're going for this Yamato. Blatty going to get a parry in, and the Shadow Transformation will be pulled. Drifter in the midst of all of this. Vindicta getting dove under Walker in the meantime, though. Ligas now coming in, trying to pick up this Shiv as well. Shiv has a lot of money here. It would be really great to be able to shut him down, but they're not quite able to do it. Afra able to steal the Shiv execution ult away, but not quite able to land it, it seems, or at least not getting the value and result out of it that he wanted. In the end, Vindicta and Drifter both die, and I don't think anybody from the Hidden King side ended up dying in that exchange. So a very interesting fight in the end, but Sinners are back up. There's a lot of boxes back. Rem's really trying to get these doubles away, but some would say that Rem gets what he deserves in that situation there, as he gets jumped by Afra and Scram, who were either in the process of doing their doubles or found out that Rem was trying to steal them away and have absolutely something to say about it with their fists. Ideally, they communicate, and boy, did they ever in that situation. Now Lash coming in, looking to pick up a kill onto the Sinclair as well. Let's see how tricky he can get. He does go for the Death Slam, but he's not quite able to do it. Lash able to break line of sight. He's pretty much a pro at avoiding his own ultimate, as it turns out. Now Abrams fighting down with somebody in the shop, able to get onto Scram here, but who has caught who in this situation? If you look at the numbers, Scram should absolutely be the one caught, and now it does seem to be the case as he climbs up out of the shop, not quite able to escape the way he wanted. But the Abrams definitely losing that fight there for a moment. Now one absolutely on fire. What a nightmare this Shiv has been. He's still full health, guys. He's still full health, everyone. He's gotten his second kill of this exchange on its own, and he is dashing around and looking to continue to make an impact with it. Drifter trying to escape into the sewers here with Sinclair behind him. We're going to have to see what happens after this pause that we are now in the middle of. Will one be able to keep this running now? 8-3-3, just absolutely on fire. Half of the kills for his team here. 16 kills total. One has half of them. 15k souls. Not that far ahead in terms of souls right now, but I feel he has over some members, but he sure has the tempo advantage. He sure has the intimidation factor down, and this Drifter, he is just as good as dead, I think, as his walker falls as well. The only window, the only place he could go that has any amount of security, he does get executed there, but one may be biting off a bit more than he can shoot. He gets caged, he gets tethered, and he does end up going down in the end. They are able to end that kill streak. Again, the tempo, the momentum, the intimidation, the fear factor, I think, has been doing a lot of work for this Shiv so far in this game. Being able to shut him down is really big. But we've got the urn being run on the opposite side of the map now. Really trying to secure this lead right now is the team of the Hidden King. They're trying to use the death of their Shiv as an opportunity, a distraction that has fractured a little bit of people, a couple people across the map. Vindicta and Mina both pushing that right lane. Now Rem fighting with Silver here. The Sinclair able to steal the Lash ult away. Not able to turn anyone into a cute little bunny, unfortunately, and not really getting a lot of value out of that Lash ult. Lucifer running away for dear life from some kind of altercation over there, I believe, with Ligas a minute ago, who is in wolf form, and Ligas does get the final claw sunken into this Rem here. Now one, again, the tempo, the souls, the damage coming in. He does get an assist on Drifter, now looking for this Yamato. Now Abrams does go down as well, and Mina ends up falling in the 1v1 on the opposite side of the map to this Vindicta. One might have the tempo on one side, but that does not protect your team from falling apart, and the others, now one is pretty much all by himself looking for this Yamato, able to pick it up. But the urn is not turned in, and this soul lead has evaporated. I believe it was 6 or 7. That's the number. The kids will love this one. 6 or 7% lead for the Hidden King team before, and now it has collapsed down to it was a 1% lead as I started that sentence. We're going to call it that because as farm is actively being picked up on the map, it's going to shift around a lot very quickly when it's this close, but it's dang close now. And speaking of close, Ligas maybe a bit close to death. Afra going to steal the Shiv ult away, looking to make a statement here. Dodges away from the Shiv dash and not going to be able to swap back like he wanted. Drifter going to get picked by the Mina here though, and that is going to keep some of this momentum rolling. And the Hidden King says this is enough for us, as Lash goes for maybe the slightly slower but more conservative route of going through mid with this urn. They're going to look to drop it here, and look at these absolute stranglehold. It's not uncontested by any means, but this is a absolutely huge blob of Hidden King members looking to squeeze this urn in here, but it's not enough if they don't actually take the fight. Lucifer and Coffee Kick are both already down. Now one trying to pick up the pieces here, able to pick off Blatty yet again. Sinclair picking up the Shiv ult for himself, now having to burn it just to get around a little bit, and Shiv similarly having to burn his own ult just to get around, not quite able to make it up on the bridge. Now in a dangerous situation here, as Liga's going to be able to get the kick off, and one does fall as well. Now Scram is on a kill streak. That's 3 kills for Scram. Play with me. Really running for their lives here, trying to get away from this. Abrams going to be able to get up in the air, but it's not quite enough to get away. Abrams running through here, going to get tethered down by that bola. getting the charge out in the end once it drops, and the jump, the move, the movement is here. He's able to get away very cleanly, but Mina not so lucky, dying in the mid lane to Scram. That's a 4th kill in a row now for Scram, another extension of that kill streak, and this fight is anything but over. There are so many members balled up in this area. Sinclair put to bed, and that might be, no, he's able to get away. He's able to turn some people into some cute little bunnies. As Drifter does fall on the opposite side, he pays for Afra's sins, maybe, as Afra able to just narrowly escape and run away. But not if one has something to say about it. One has his eyes on him, and he's getting the Shiv movement in here as well, dispelling the cage and the silence, but Scram is locking him down. Like, this is brutal. One just can't seem to move. He can't get a jump off the wall. Now Vindicta's on him as well, and the Lashel coming in, desperately trying to change this situation here, but Ligas has something to say about it as well, and he's able to take a bite out of one. This Shiv does fall, and there goes Rem as well. Now Lucifer falling as well, and then Ligas is now on a kill streak of his own. That's 3 for this silver, and he is an absolute monster in more ways than one, and able to, not entirely sure how Viper fell there. It looks like Drifter had something to do with it. Viper did fall in the end, and the urn was still not turned in, and now the Hidden King team, they are looking for this urn. They're trying to run it now because they know that mid-boss is on the menu for this team in blue, and there's not anyone even contesting. They know better than to do this. Yamato pops a Shadow Transformation just in case to be able to negate a little bit of this fight, hopefully, but there's a lot of danger coming in here for the Hidden King team. They weren't even able to drop the urn in. Now Lash has picked it up, and he's desperately trying to run it away to keep the Archmother team from being able to just drop it in themselves, but all of their ults are down. Lucifer and Abrams have both passed as well, and there's just really nothing left here for the team of the Hidden King. They really just don't have enough. Now Mina getting caught out by trying to farm that camp, taking a lot of damage for it. Now looking for the rake to try to heal up, and thankfully Scram dropped the chase. I feel like if Scram really wanted to chase there, it would have been into the dark. It would have been kind of scary, but I think he potentially could have gotten the kill. So Dash does get out in the end. Ligas did fall at some point, losing that kill streak. Must have popped the rejuve as well, but the urn has now been dropped all the way back here in base. We see it running its little legs. It does have legs, in case you didn't know. Lash now trying to go to shop here. Doesn't have a lot to spend. I guess he was trying to ping the Sinclair, actually, more likely, as Afra just did pick up something new. Probably that Headhunter recently, or maybe the Warpstone. Not entirely sure which item was picked up in that particular instance. But this urn is running back. Scram, he's in the right neighborhood for it, and he's looking. Scram is looking for it, but one is as well. These are the two of the most fed members on either team in the game. Lucifer falls on one side, and Scram trying to not get left out, not fall behind on this kill streak, not fall behind on the curve here. Trying to get involved, have some fun in this game. And we do see him getting in now, jumping onto this Abrams under the mid-walker, as the urn is being held by one back here, just desperately holding on to something, trying to keep it out of the hands of the Archmother team. It's almost a comeback urn as well. Now with that walker falling, it actually can be a comeback urn, but not until it respawns at 25 minutes, as it has been picked up, I believe is how it worked. Coffee Kick barely surviving, barely getting away there. Does have a barrier. Oh, but getting sniped there. We saw the laser come right through. Is Vindicta able to pick up that kill for herself? And if we look over here, we do have a wave crashing into this walker over here, and nobody's really responding, but I don't think that's chief concern, as the Mina ult gets picked up by the Sinclair, and that just absolutely melts Mina. A taste of her own medicine there. Getting some damage onto Viper as well, a not insignificant amount, as Vindicta's flying through the air, trying to pick off this lizard for herself as well. Viper just barely escaping to safety here as Ligas comes in. No, she just ends up in that werewolf form. Actually, no, not even over here. I just assumed being in the werewolf form meant that there was something going on. Not entirely sure who Ligas was brawling with over there, but we got to push through mid coming in here. Abrams trying to hold on desperately, looking for something. Yamato going for a Shadow Slash and a Lash ult coming in, maybe trying to preserve some of this defense here. No, that was actually Sinclair stealing the Lash ult. Lash ult is still up for the actual Lash here, as he is now running for dear life, trying to escape the relentless pursuit of this Drifter. One and Mina trying to get something done here. Vindicta does end up falling in the end. Drifter getting fairly low as well, but not quite enough. The execute does not quite land, but the dashes keep coming back and forth repetitively. But now Scram has arrived, and there's the big soul difference, ladies and gentlemen. 33,000 souls, well ahead of everyone else in this game right now, and he is just crushing the opposition of this opposing team here. The Hidden King team is just collapsing. The Death Slam, I think it was stolen by Sinclair again, actually, trying to do something a little bit extra there with it. Mina not able to escape either. And now Liga's coming in, fighting these towers. Coming out from the inside. Scram on the shrine. The rest of the team on the other shrine. We are at that kind of a soul difference for some of these members right now, that Scram is that far ahead of people. 37,000 souls. That Shiv that we were talking about so much earlier, only at 24k right now. 14,000 souls ahead now for Scram. Definitely a good performance for him here. Shiv, one, trying to do something here, but not able to do it. The Hidden King's already been dropped, and that will be a retreat. As you see a lot from Eternus lobbies. I played a game the other day where my team made the call to stick around in base with no rejuves after we dropped the patron. Not able to get a whole lot done. Ended up being a very dangerous situation. We did end up losing the fight. Very risky, I find, even at lower elos. Even when you're definitely not Eternus, as I am. Definitely not Eternus. This seems to be the consensus of high-level teams, that this is just safer. This is the better call. And we're seeing exactly why here. It also gives you the opportunity to potentially get some picks here, as you do see this Mina barely escape away. But everybody gets to catch their breath. You get to spend your big soul lead here. I don't remember exactly what items we just saw Scram by a moment ago, but he has Colossus now. He has Berserker. He has Blood Tribute. He has weighted shots. He's got a lot of high tier items. He's got Surge of Power and Hollow Point as well. He's got plenty of high tier items here. He's doing a lot of work. And then Ligas is playing a big support role here. Point blank, weighted shots, inhibitor, silencer. So getting a lot of movement slows in, as I think Scram just picked off Lucifer there as well, and now Liga's trying to do a similar thing to this Abrams. Flash does want to have something to say about it, but maybe not able to say as much about it as he would like. He's looking for a bit of a pick here, and actually a big charge from the Abrams coming in, and now Sinclair is here for support. And I mean, that's just a meat grinder that you're getting thrown into there with the stolen Death Slam. Lash not even able to get the ulti off, and that might be the nail in the coffin here for the Hidden King team, because having a Death Slam, being able to throw people into spawn, can be a huge difference maker there, and it just doesn't get to happen now. That is GG for the Archmother team. Congratulations to them for a great game. It was rough early on, but they were able to pick it up. They were able to turn it around. They were able to lock it down. And I would say Ligas had a pretty darn good game, and definitely deserving of that MVP performance in the end. Most weapon kills. Kill streak, 9 kill streak, most melee kills, second most objective damage, second most souls, a respectable amount of player damage here as well. 36k in this relatively short game compared to the 48k of one who had his team on his back. He was doing so much that entire game, trying to achieve whatever he could. He had the most kills in the game as well, more than Legis, more than Scram, only by one, but he held on to that kill lead all the way through in the end, even when the tables turned. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. I hope that you like watching some Deadlock casts like this, like listening to this. It's only going to get better from here. I've been having a lot of fun doing it. I used to cast League, I was starting to say earlier on in the game before the chaos took over again, but I used to cast League about 10 years ago. Had a lot of fun doing it. It was a nice hobby. It was a nice outlet for me. And so looking to do something similar here with Deadlock. I've been getting addicted to it lately. I've been learning as much as I can. I've been watching a lot of content creators, playing a ton of games, and it has been a really great time. So I want to channel that into something unique that I can bring to the community like this, which, as far as I've seen at least, I've yet to find any other casters in the community that aren't the handful of people that are really involved with Night Shift or something similar. And a lot of the people involved with Night Shift, you might not realize, maybe you do, depending on what community you're coming from, but like a lot of the faces and names that I've seen on Night Shift, I've recognized from the greater esports scene, from being around it for myself 10 years ago. And a lot of those people, some of those people were very established there across a variety of different games, and they're doing the same with Deadlock, which is super cool to see. I love the attention that this game is getting, and I hope you have been loving it too. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave it a like, leave a comment down below about what you enjoyed about this cast, and make sure you subscribe to support the channel, and make sure that you don't miss casts like this that come up in the future, because there most definitely will be more. I have a lot of fun with it, and it's just a great time. So I hope you enjoy watching it. But until then, I'll see you in the next one.